lane, yeah. I'm just riding in the coupe and I'm finna go up, I put that on again, yeah. I'm just really in my lane, yeah.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
So if I change, nigga, it's really for the best. So much pain in my eyes, I really find it best. You ain't feel no fucking pain until you get hit with that magic. I'm just sound like a rat, and nigga always like a chatter.
Alright guys, so apparently Cosmic Wonders just dropped a video that the reviews for Marvel Studios Thunderbolts is in. Now, I'm still nervous and curious about this movie because I'm going to see it in IMAX tomorrow at 1:15 showtime. So I'm definitely going to do a movie review for you guys and stuff without spoiling or anything. So let's see what Cosmic Wonder have to say about Thunderbolts. So let's check this out.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Cosmic Wonder. The US premiere for the Thunderbolts has officially happened. Now, before they did a UK premiere and they did fan screenings throughout the world, and that's how we got some reactions before. But now the review embargo has lifted, and all of the major media companies and critics are now talking about what they think of the Thunderbolts. Now, the reactions and the reviews from last week were overwhelmingly positive, with a lot of people stating that not only does this feel like something Marvel has never done before, that it's just something new Marvel has done, but at the same time, they felt like it brought them back to that feeling of old school Marvel. So let's see if the new reviews from the world premiere of the Thunderbolts in the US are the same. Now, right away, we do have a Rotten Tomato score from the critics, and I will say most of the time, the critics score doesn't necessarily matter, and it's really the audience score that matters. However, in this instance, it does seem like the critics actually did love the film, giving it an 88% rating out of 104 reviews. Now, the movie is not out until Thursday, so we're not going to get the audience score until then, but this is a really great rating. In fact, this puts it up there with some big names. To give you an idea, Avengers Infinity War right now sits at 85%, Doctor Strange, the first one, sits at 89%, Captain America Civil War is 90%, and Spider-Man Far From Home sits at 91%. So it's really high up there. In fact, it's higher than Avengers Infinity War, but again, that's where I say the critics' rating doesn't always necessarily matter. Because for Avengers Infinity War, while the critics' rating sits at 85, the tomato meter, the popcorn meter, the audience score sits at 92. And I will say, typically, the popcorn meter is higher, especially when it comes to Marvel. For example, Captain America Brave New World sits at a 48% with the critics, but the audience gave it a 78%. But even with that audience rating for Captain America Brave New World, a lot of people thought it was kind of lackluster and are really looking for a big Marvel win. Well, it looks like we get that in the form of the Thunderbolts, with many reviews stating that this is the best movie from Marvel Studios since Avengers Endgame. A lot of people also said it's the best movie since Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which is understandable because that movie was also awesome. So let's dive into some reviews. Now remember, these aren't reactions, these are actual reviews so people can say a little bit more, but we'll go over what some of the major trades are talking about right now. We'll start with Empire Magazine, who states there is an admirable effort to give the film a backbone, and it finds an unusually affecting resolution. In their full review online, they talk highly of the movie, stating that the Marvel faithful will be gratified, meaning that the people who have been faithful to Marvel over some flops that they've had over time since the end of Avengers Endgame, they will be grateful that they've stuck around. Now, the only reason Empire doesn't give it a super high rating is because they felt that it looked a little shadowed, that it was missing a little bit of color, but this is going to be a pretty gritty movie. It doesn't need to be a super colorful movie, so I don't really agree with what they said there, and they also say that they don't handle mental health sensitively enough, but that's just a personal opinion. I've actually seen reviews praise the movie for finally tackling the importance of mental health in the MCU in a superhero movie. Then we have Rolling Stone, who states, Thunderbolts asks, who wants the off-brand Avengers? The answer, you do, as the MCU delivers a movie that channels its glory days and finally gets back on track. So I find this interesting because it's something that Empire kind of said as well, and a lot of other people say that Marvel is finally back on track. They're back finally. And while I'm a realist, and I do know that Marvel hasn't just produced the same quality of content that they have before Avengers Endgame, Marvel still has produced some amazing projects like Shang-Chi, Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I thought Multiverse of Madness was pretty good despite what some people say. And yes, they have certainly had their flops like Secret Invasion, but I don't think they died. However, on the flip side of that, I do think this is really good marketing going into the Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four and Avengers Doomsday. I think fans need to hear this. Marvel is back to feeling how we felt before, and I think that's a big win. Slash Film keeps that idea going as well. They say, against all odds, Thunderbolts ends up being one of the best MCU movies in recent memory. IGN keeps it going as well, stating Thunderbolts is the most solid the sacred timeline has felt in a little while, providing an adventure befitting its overlooked title characters. So a lot of big outlets are talking about this like it's the best thing from Marvel in a long time, and it makes everybody feel, one, like this is the old Marvel Studios that we're used to, the old high quality Marvel movies that we're used to, but two, it makes them feel refreshed and excited and hopeful about what is to come from Marvel, which I think is really, really important. If all of the major trades are talking about how excited they are for the future and this film, that'll recharge the fandom. For example, Screen Rant says, after Thunderbolts, I'm more excited about the MCU than I have been in quite a while. Great performances from Florence Pugh, Lewis Pullman, and the full cast. Wonderful depiction of mental health. Good, impactful action scenes. So, like I said, this is the complete opposite of Empire, who states that they handled mental health poorly. Again, that's just some person who's writing that review's opinion. Most of what I've heard says that the film tackles mental health brilliantly and wonderfully, like Screen Rant says here. Hollywood Reporter keeps it going with a good momentum, stating that Thunderbolts review, Florence Pugh and Sebastian Stan lead a gratifyingly fresh and soulful Marvel adventure. That's another thing that is being talked about a lot when it comes to the Thunderbolts and reviews, that it's very impactful and it is a soulful movie. It has a lot of heart, and people are saying that they're crying in the movie, but not because there's sad moments or somebody's dying or anything like that. I mean, pretty much the entire cast is confirmed to appear in Avengers Doomsday, so we don't really have much to worry about there. But the parts about confronting your past, dealing with it, moving forward, forgiveness, forgiving yourself, all of that apparently hits really hard, and a lot of people said Marvel did a really good job with it. The Wrap says Thunderbolts review, Marvel's B team gets an A for effort. And they go even further to say it's the first MCU movie in years that doesn't feel like a hack job. Going over to Bleeding Cool, they state Thunderbolts is a bit messy initially, but thanks to the cast's natural chemistry and stellar third act, it ends up being one of the most emotionally impactful Marvel movies in a long time. We'll end it with Total Film, who states Thunderbolts is a refreshing offering from the MCU that takes plenty of big swings and only occasionally misses. Ultimately, in their full review, they say that it mostly succeeds, and overall is a different kind of Marvel movie that you don't actually have to watch any other MCU movie to enjoy. They say that you can just watch this as a one-off movie, even though it is obviously very connected to other movies. The example they give is it doesn't really matter that Black Widow died in the past. What matters is that Yelena is grieving her sister, which does make a lot of sense. So overall, the reviews for the Thunderbolts are still incredibly high. And the reviews actually say the same that the reactions said before. This is a fresh movie that feels like old school Marvel but offers us something different as well. And the movie is pretty dang good. With most of the reviews that I've heard from people giving it between a 10 out of 10 and an 8 out of 10. We have our outliers every now and then, some people giving it a 6, but most of the reviews that I've seen, I'm talking 95% or more, say that it's between an 8 and a 10 out of 10. And that's obviously going to come down to your personal taste in a movie. So overall, it looks like the Thunderbolts is going to be a great time. Let me know how excited you are for it in the comments down below. And let me know when you're going to see it. I see it Thursday. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you don't...
Well, we'll see tomorrow for me and IMAX at 1:15. If they say if it's good, then to me, I have to see it myself to see if it's good or not. And when I'm gonna do my movie review for you guys tomorrow, with no spoilers alert though, I'm gonna be honest, you know. So, like I say, hopefully pray to God of this movie and stuff, you know, because I know people saying it's a good movie and stuff, but we'll see. Because it's out what, tonight and tomorrow. I was about to go see it today, so I was like, no, because I have been working and stuff, so I'm going tomorrow. So, but yeah, so I'm very excited to see Century, the debut of MCU, on the bigger screen. Excited to see Bucky, of course, you know. Bucky's Bucky. So, but yeah, that's all I have to say. And before I end it though, I did heard that there's like 2 post-credit scenes for Thunderbolts, which I guess, I guess the post-credit scene is the longest post-credit scene ever. That's what I heard though. So we'll see. We'll see what's gonna happen tomorrow. But in the case, comment down below what you guys thought of A Cosmic Wonder. If you guys already seen the movie, please don't spoil it, cause I don't want to know. You know, cause I want to see it myself. If you guys saw it, plan on either go see it or went and saw it already. Comment down below and stuff like that. And I see you guys in the next video. God be safe for the. God bless you all. Happy Thursday and take care.
This is a certified hood classic.